Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, party people. It's Lisa Knox with Lisa Talks. Today I have someone joining me who's near and dear to my heart and near and dear to a lot of y'all's heart. A lot of people know her as Miss Ava Falati. Miss Ava!
Hey, party people!
Yes! So she's going to join me today, and we're talking about travel and outside travel and all. And so I'm like always, I'm just sharing my thoughts, my truth, my vulnerabilities or whatever with you all, because we're in a safe space. It's a safe space, a safe place, so we can go ahead and keep it 100% real with each other, right? So international travel is interesting because we're doing this actually while we are on an international retreat. We are in Brazil.
Give it up for Rio.
Give it up for Rio. Rio has definitely, we have Rio done us a dime. I don't think,
Absolutely not.
But in talking about that, we were just sort of talking and recognizing how blessed we are to be able to do this. And in thinking about it, I try to get out of the country, go international at least once a year. I was really blessed this year in 2025 to be able to begin my year in Portugal, and I'm sort of being able to end my year in Brazil. And so, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
But today, the wise, good people have told me to talk about my first out-of-country trip.
Yes.
And so I think I'm going to have to start with a couple of things, like surprise things that nobody knew. Okay? And I guess Ava will be giving a reaction, and I don't know. Y'all let us know if she has the same reaction you have or what. But Ava, did you know that I did not take my first airplane trip until I was in my 20s?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. Like,
even locally, so?
No airplane. Never. I remember being a little girl and going to the airport with my mom. And this was, well before the days of having to have security. There used to be a time where everybody didn't have to go through security so early in the process.
Yeah.
And so we'd be able to go get on the train or the tram, the airport tram, and just go to the different gates and check things out and all that and go, eat. We never had money to eat, so we bring our own sandwiches or whatever, but we ride the train, like the little tram back and forth.
Yeah.
And that was so exotic to me, And we'd see the little stuff that was most of the time the airport would have, little pictures, like a little museum, a little artwork hanging or whatever. And so we'd do that. But I'd never been on a plane until I was maybe... to be honest with you, I'd been married, had my son, and been divorced well before I ever got on a plane. I want to say my first plane trip was 2008, 2009.
Oh, and where did you go?
My first plane trip, I went out of the country to Puerto Rico, which technically is in the country, but Puerto Rico is its own country. It's a territory. So, wepa! I went to Puerto Rico, and I think I went there for an extended vacation, and I will never forget, because let me tell you, those who don't know will be surprised, but I am not a fan of heights necessarily. I do a lot of stuff to challenge my unfandom. Is that a word? Unfandom? Are you sure it's not
We can make it up, but it's not a word.
Well, I feel like it should be a word. So,
for today's podcast, it's a word.
Okay, so can we trademark it later on? Unfandom is a word from here on out. Trademark. Okay. So, I'm not a fan of heights. So, I'm always challenging my unfandom of heights by doing different things. But being on a plane, oh my God, that first time. So, let me tell y'all, that's the first time I was on the plane, right? I was overwhelmed trying to make it through the airport. I was overwhelmed trying to get on the plane across the board. And I was doing good. I was sitting on the plane. It was going down the runway, no big deal. It got ready to speed to take off. Woo, when I tell you, I clutched that seat with everything I had. And I mean everything, hunty. I'm talking about all of it was clutched tight. when that thing took off and you could hear, so then I also could hear like, and that's the wheels coming up. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know my seat was right above where the wheels were, so you could just sort of feel the.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to glory. So when I tell you everybody else was sitting there opening up the little books or whatever, and I'm over there, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Child, I wasn't having it. Y'all weren't gonna have me go to glory, and I'm not praying. No.
Yeah.
No. So eventually, and I took a window seat. Like my first flight, that was stupid for me to take a window seat.
But I feel everybody wants to experience, the window seat.
Okay, but when you're afraid of heights, you've never flown.
Oh yeah, that's not a bright idea.
That was not a bright idea. And I'm going over pure water. It's not even like, I'm going over land. It's like, I'm going over pure water. So that was an internal shit show for me. I don't even know how else to put it. Like,
were you traveling by yourself?
I was traveling by myself.
Oh wow, that was brave.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh,
very brave.
I was traveling. I will never. It was a first for so many reasons. Like a first flight, first travel outside of outside of the South.
Yeah.
First time using the airline bathroom, y'all. Struggle. I did not know it is not like the bathrooms on the land.
Mm-hmm.
Had zero idea. And it's like a shoe closet. It's like
yes,
tight.
It's very tight.
And at that time, I was a thicker bodied woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I could go forever without feeling my naked hip touching a sink that who knows what has touched. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. And so I'm a jumper, right? So I was trying to get myself together and I felt my hip touch that sink and I jumped and wasn't nowhere to jump. Oh. So my other hip touched the wall and I was like, oh, and y'all don't know, I'm sort of a germaphobe. I was just ready to go to glory. Like that was the 13th reason right there. Just touching my hips, a piece of my body touching the wall that everybody else. And it was like not even like the beginning of the flight. It was like towards the end of the flight. And I was just like, just Lord, take me home. And then also like navigating different airports. Like when I got off the plane, I remember like almost crying because I was like, where do I go now? What do I do? Oh my gosh, this is only designed for people who are used to this airport.
And I think it was not in the age where information is so easily accessible. You can just, Google or ChatGPT. This was right now.
This was before Google. Where am I? Siri, get me to,
Yes.
So like at one point, I'm riding up and down the escalators, just hoping somebody would stop me to ask me if I need help. And then somebody did stop me to ask me if I need help. And they spoke in Spanish. And I was like, oh, damn.
Oh, man.
And just for those who don't know, like all this many years later, I still speak Spanish like Dora the Explorer, but like horrible Spanish, like abierto. Oh my gosh. But that was like at the time in my life when I thought like you could just go ahead and say whatever you would normally say in English and add an A to it. So it's like, or an A or an E. Yes. So it's like, ¿Dónde está?
Yes.
Por favor. Where's the baño? Man, it was horrible. It's like,
was it a horrible trip all around or because you just did not have enough information?
You mean just the airplane trip or the trip to Puerto Rico?
Not the actual trip itself, just the experience of doing everything from the checking in and the flying and the getting there. You have to go fetch your bag, all of the stuff.
It was overwhelming for me that first time because it was one of those things where I was sort of feeling like if I miss one part of it, I'm going to miss up everything.
Yes.
And no, it's not the truth. If you miss one part of it, you're not going to mess it. You're going to go back. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And it's sort of like life. Like you can really jack up one part.
Yeah.
And you might have to deal with some consequences. You might have to miss that flight and get on the next flight.
Yeah.
You might have to, go through security a second time. You might have to let your bag go around the little turn thing once again. But in the end, it's going to work out.
It's going to work out.
But yeah, that whole flight situation was a shit show. And even flying back, like I tried to be like an old hand at it. I wasn't. It was crazy. But eventually, I got used to it. And my next flight, I think I flew like maybe 3 or 4 months later.
Okay.
I call myself being a jet setter because I flew to Puerto Rico. Now the world is my oyster.
Yeah.
And I flew from Florida to visit my friend over in Oregon, in Portland. That was an interesting flight because there was snow.
Oh.
Now, I had never seen snow before. I was so excited that I thought I was going to see snow in Portland. But we were affected because there was supposed to be some kind of storm. So we had to like circle around the airport. That caused some nerves,
Yeah.
My guts was bubbling like Hubba Bubba gum. Because I was like, oh God, and
I'll never land.
Yeah. Yeah. And not only that, it's like, oh my gosh, what happens if there's too much, if the weather is way too bad, But I was a little bit better with that, in Oregon's airport. Everything was in English. I didn't have to worry about that at all. And it's not really huge. So it's like, the one in Portland, it's not really big. So it's like, okay. And then I just took that show on the road, baby. So I've gone to Mexico and to the Caribbean islands and to all different parts of Spain, all different parts of Europe.
Yeah.
My favorite spot is, one of my favorite spots is Portugal. So I've been there several times. Morocco, all these different places. I'll be flying to come and check you out in South Africa and all.
Yes.
Now we've got Brazil and all. And it's like I'm at ease with it now. However, another fun fact. I have flown so many different states, so many different countries, Canada, all that, right? Worst flight I've ever had has been into Atlanta Airport and out of Atlanta Airport. Boy, when I tell you Atlanta, they just don't give a damn. They don't care whether you make your flight or not. They don't care. They don't care. Oh, you stuck in security for 3 hours? Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. The line was long. Oh, let me tell you one time. My nose has been itching just because I'm nervous about even talking about all of this, okay? So just so y'all know, Ava's sitting here watching me. I'm rubbing my nose like I'm rubbing my nose like it's the 70s or the 80s. And those who know. But that's not why I'm rubbing my nose. But my friends and I were flying out of Atlanta, coming from homecoming. And the flight was going to be sort of a tight time. And so my one friend said, Lisa, don't even worry about it. This is what we're going to do. We're going to tell them that you need to be in a wheelchair. And then you get priority through security. You get, all these different things. And you can make it to your flight. Okay. So we go through and we're like, okay, need to be in a wheelchair, blah, 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 blah. Which, let's back up. That wasn't that big of a falsity at that point. By that time, I had some leg issues. I was breathing difficult and so forth. Okay. Come to find out later on, I was onset of diabetes. That's neither here nor there, right? So we're like, okay, we're gonna do the wheelchair thing. Well, Atlanta don't care about you needing a wheelchair. They don't care about that. That lady said you could sit here and wait with the rest of the people who need wheelchairs and we'll get y'all taken care of. It was about me and 15 of my most elderliest new best friends sitting there, just sitting up against the wall. And security kept coming with wheelchairs, walking past us, and I'd be like, is that for me? Nope. And it wasn't for any of us. I don't know what the hell they were doing with those wheelchairs. And eventually I went and talked to the lady. I said, my flight leaves in like 2 hours. Are y'all, and she was like, I can't guarantee you that you're going to make it on time. Like, we don't have enough people to make it, then you're going to miss your flight. You might want to go ahead and walk. And I was like, I can't walk. What if that's not an option? She was like, might not be an option to get on your plane on time. I'm like, damn, Atlanta. And like literally, I do believe that Hartsfield Airport, I believe that team there is just like the second rebound team from the Waffle House employees. Like, how the Waffle House employees will go ahead and they got to fight the airport employees. Like, if they don't have an attitude, then what the hell did they even come to work for? Yeah. Right? So I'm like, all right, let's go ahead. I'm just going to have to charge it to the game and try and make it through myself, right? I swear to you, I get through security. I don't know if at that point TSA had decided to have a team lunch maybe you know how in the office somebody celebrating a birthday and everybody just stopped working. I don't know what the hell happened, but I swear to you, I was in line for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
There was nobody.
And there was no motion. We had zero motion. Like zero motion. And then when I finally made it to and through security, I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, oh, the machine got stuck. Hold on. Are you serious right now? And the thing is with TSA, so you have to keep your cool because they'll do stuff and they would have got cussed out on the other side if they were outside, right? But you can't do that with TSA. You got to be supportive and kind. So when I go and put all my stuff in the little bin and then they be like, hold on, the system done got clogged up. We got to reboot it. Okay. Meanwhile, I want to be like, your mama ain't and your daddy ain't and you ain't, but you just got to be kind, got to be patient. Because if not, then they going to have you, doing the butt naked cavity search back there. Oh my God. So
you have to hold your mule.
Yeah, you got to hold your mule. But if they could read what was on my mind, I'd still be sitting in jail. But so I finally get through that, right? I go get on my little tram to go to my gate. I'm trying to walk as fast as I can, but keep in mind at that point, I was a big girl. So things was rubbing together that do not like to rub together. Shall we say that jeans was getting real hot.
You were wearing jeans?
I was wearing jeans going through that too. It was crazy, right?
Oh.
So I'm walking, now I'm sweating. Nobody wants to walk beside me because it looked like I'm about to have a heart attack and fall out. And I'm walking. And I had messed up because I caught myself trying to be cheap. So I bought a ticket with Frontier. And I should have known when they said that ticket was going to be like $50 round trip. I should have known I was damn near going to have to fly on my plane myself. But I'm trying to make it, right? I'm trying to make it. And time is drawing near, I'm just trying to make it.
Yeah.
And I'm sweating, like sweat is dropping off of me. My thighs on fire. And I'm breathing like this. Because I was a big girl. I'm trying to tell y'all, right? I get to the gate. And I realized they have closed the doors. The plane has already boarded. I'm looking at the plane. It's not taking off. I literally saw the lady close the doors as I was running to it.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm right here. And she's like, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, but I can just go. And she's like, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, oh my God, y'all, this is horrible customer service, blah, 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 blah. And it's me and like several other people. She's like, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my gosh.
And then this lady who clearly was high on something more than life decided that she wanted to have some say. Because I was just like, come on. And the lady was like, you need to cheer up. So I'm going to ask if anybody has video and you're going to know who it is. Because you're going to hear the lady say, you need to cheer up. And I don't know what happened. A demon popped into me and I looked that lady dead in the eye and said, can you fight? Yo, and I was really about to go on there because now I missed my flight, right? And it's like the worst thing in the world when you missed your flight, but you're looking at your plane.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm about to fall out dead.
Oh my goodness.
And, I clearly let Smokey the Bear down because apparently I chose to start a forest fire in my jeans and I'm just not happy.
Yeah.
And then this lady come talking about, you need to go. Bruh, can you fight? Do you know how to fight? I just need to know. And I look over and I see everybody with their phones out and I'm like, oh, I can't. I can't do that, right?
Yeah.
But if somebody has a recording of that, y'all can feel free to send that on over to me, But I never forget what happened. Praise God for good credit and a credit card and an available limit. Because I was walking and I started looking for new flights because they were like, oh, we can get you on another flight, but it's going to leave tomorrow at like 11:45 in the evening. It's going to take you through Denver. And then you're going to have, so like I'm going to fly from Atlanta to Denver to come back to Florida. Right? And my luggage was on that plane, by the way. My check-in luggage was on that plane.
It was already on the
right.
plane.
And so I was looking for other flights. Come to find out there was a Delta flight. It was at a Delta price, but it was a Delta flight, and I was able to make it. It was like leaving in an hour and a half. So I was like, okay. So I try to order it online. It's not working with me ordering the ticket online. So I just go to the desk. By that time, I looked like I went swimming in my clothes. And y'all gonna have to excuse my French, but I want to give y'all true, authentic information on this story. So the man at the front, he says, "Hey sister, how you doing?" He says, "Are you okay?" And I told him, I said, "I saw you when I was walking to my little front deer gate, and I know you see me walking out there, and you see I'm over here sweating up a storm, and I'm having a damn high. Hell no, I'm not okay." He said, "What can I do to make you better?" I said, "I need to buy a ticket." He said, "Okay." I said, "I need to make it to Tampa, Florida." He said, "Okay, when do you need to do that?" I said, "Now." I said, "Don't hit me with the first class. All you got is first class." I said, "Because I got a limit on this credit card." When he looked at me, he said, "Ma'am," he said, "you got a lot going on." I said, "I'm a hot mess." And he looked at me. I never forget. He was like the hottest, burning up. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. Oh, because he wasn't lying. And by that time, by the way, mind you, I had on a turtleneck.
Oh.
So I was like 14 seconds away from taking that top off and giving everybody a show. And he was like, "Listen, let me take care of you." Next thing I know, he had some cold water for me. I was sitting down. He was like, "I got you booked on the next flight. I had to hit your card, but I didn't have to tear it up. Here's your card. Here's your receipt." He was like, "Go ahead and let your pressure come down."
Yeah, needed.
So needed, right? And I've been all over the world, and I'll never experienced this before in my life. About to have an emotional breakdown, right? And so finally I get on the plane. I get on Delta, which, yeah, Delta reminded me never to book with Frontier again. I don't care at what price, but that's neither here nor there. I get to the airport. I get my luggage, and as I'm walking out, because I was literally having a conversation with God, and I was like, "You showing out today, right? Because I haven't even done anything wrong. I just sent in a tithe. You ain't have to do all this, right?" As I'm walking out, I see this little old lady, and she looked so close to tears. And so I was like, "Hey, what's going on? Maybe I can help you." She didn't know how to leave the airport. She was visiting her friends. Nobody could come get her because she was calling and nobody was answering. They were supposed to get her, but nobody came to get her. She doesn't know what to do or whatever. And I was thinking to myself, and I was like, "Well, where's your friend at?" And her friend was in St. Pete.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, "Oh, I'll drive you to St. Pete." But I was so tired. I was tired as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. I was tired. And she said, "No, I'm fine. I just need to find out. My granddaughter said I should take an Uber." What is an Uber? No, she said an Uber. What is an Uber? And I said, "You know what, ma'am? Don't worry about it. I got you here."
Yeah.
And so I took her to the floor where she needed to be to get her Uber. And she was trying to download the app, and she couldn't download the app. So I said, "Okay, this is the case." I said, "I want you to know I'm not crazy. I'm not deranged." I had one of my business cards on me. I said, "Here's a business card. You can look me up. You can Google me. I don't look like my pictures, but you can look me up."
Yeah.
And I went ahead and ordered her an Uber. I shared her location, like her travel, with the phone number she gave me. I think it was her granddaughter's phone number.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, how much is it?" And I heard just as clear, "This was why." I told her, I said, "Don't worry about it. It's my job.
Yeah.
It's my gift to you, and it's my duty to make sure that you're safe."
Yeah.
And I told the man, now, mind you, this lady is like the littlest, tiniest, whitest little old lady possible. I told him, I said, "This is my mother. Don't make me come after you about my mama." And she looked at me, and I winked at her to let her know, "You better pretend like you're my mama." And she said, "Bye, daughter." I said, "Bye, ma." And they made her home safe. She made it home safe. Ask me how I know she made it home safe.
How do you know? Because she contacted you from the card details that you gave?
No. Oh, yes. But she did it through a letter.
On the mail?
She sent me a card.
Oh.
Like almost a year later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the funny thing is I have to think about it, because had the plan worked out for me to get into the wheelchair, I might not have missed that flight. Had I not been huffing and puffing and looking like a sorrowful mess, the little guy from Delta might not have had pity on me. I might not have made it at that time, which was the perfect time to catch her, to be able to be of service to her.
Yeah.
So it's all for a good reason.
It is.
So that's one of my travel experiences that I lean on, because everything is for a reason. I have to remember that.
Everything happens as it should.
Everything happens as it should. And I know I sound like a tree-hugging hippie when I say stuff like that. But once again, here we are in Rio.
In Brazil.
In Brazil, just having eaten dinner by our chef.
In Brazil.
In Brazil, in our luxury Airbnb.
In Brazil.
In Brazil, exhausted from tour guides and personal cars and all of that we've had while we were here in
Brazil.
Right. A long way from home.
A long, long way from home.
So everything happens as it's supposed to be.
Always.
Yeah. So I think, that's it. So with that being said, if anybody has any travel stories that they need to share, if anybody has that recording of me and old girl, or if anybody, wants to make a comment or anything, feel free to like, feel free to love, feel free to share, feel free to comment, feel free to, jump in. And it's a safe space, a safe place to see your face. In the meantime,
in between time,
this is
Lisa Talks.
Be
with
good.
Lisa Knox.
Absolutely. Be good to yourself and to others. And Lisa Talks is out.
O Rio de Janeiro é top demais. O Rio de Janeiro tem sua beleza. O Rio de Janeiro é top demais. E um povo sonhador é sua maior riqueza. O Rio de Janeiro